So I'm filming this video on a Monday. It's kind of going to be like a Monday reset type vlog. I usually on Mondays try to catch up after the weekend of the kids being home from school, and I try not to clean too much on the weekends. So by the time Monday comes around, the house can be a bit of a mess, a little bit cluttered. And so in this video, you'll see me catching up on a bunch of things like laundry, vacuuming, tidying, organizing, and just doing some things that I prefer to do when the kids are back in school during the week. I am making my favorite breakfast, which is some good old bacon and a coffee with some whole milk and sugar. Normally I would have my raw milk that I love to buy from the local country store, but I ran out, so I have some organic whole milk. And I'm also going to make myself some watermelon juice, which is so refreshing. You should try it. Unfortunately, watermelon is going to be out of season, or it is out of season, and it's going to be very hard to find soon, so I'm going to have to find something else until like springtime, but it is absolutely delicious. I just like to pour it over ice, and you'll see me make it here in a minute. This is my laundry area. I noticed it was getting a little bit dusty on these few items here, so I wiped those down, and then I get my diffuser going. I use Young Living oils. I don't purchase from them anymore, but I have a bunch left over. So in this one I'm putting some Stress Away, it's called, and orange, I believe, is the combination I used this morning. I eat quite a bit of bacon. As of recently, I eat a lot of meat in general. So you saw me cut the package in half. So I only eat about a half a package at a time. And so it's just easier for me to store it away if I cut it in half, and then I can fit the one half into a Ziploc bag and store it for another day of the week. So for the watermelon juice, all you have to do is place a bunch of chunks of watermelon into the blender and blend it up until it's nice and smooth. And then I like to pour it over ice, and it's just a delicious, refreshing drink. It is full of magnesium, potassium, electrolytes, and I believe vitamin C, vitamin A, and it's just so good. My house was so incredibly quiet this Monday morning. It was kind of weird. My kids were both home sick for the entire week, the week before, And so it was a nice break, but it was just kind of oddly quiet. I like to pour my Tide powder that I use for pretty much everything. I mean, I use it mainly for my laundry, but I also use it for scrubbing and cleaning my floors, and it works really well. So I like to keep it in this pretty container on top of the washer and dryer, but it does get a little messy trying to pour that big box into that glass jar. I try to put laundry away as soon as I fold it. Sometimes it will sit on the counter for a half a day or so, but it is so nice to be able to just wash, fold, and put the laundry away into the spots where it belongs, whether it's my daughter's dresser, my son's dresser, or my husband's closet, my closet. I try my best to put it away at least the same day. These types of things, I don't think of doing them all the time. So when it does pop into my mind that, oh, I should vacuum my dryer vent, or this door is getting built up with dog hair and lint, I will just go grab my vacuum and do it, because otherwise it'll get put off for way too long and the dryer vent will be clogged, and that's kind of dangerous. So little things like that, I try to do them as soon as I think of it, just to get it out of the way. Another thing I do is when I'm taking clothes out of the washer, putting them into the dryer, if there is a hand towel or a dish towel in there, I'll just use it to quickly wipe down the washing machine door and inside of the drum area of the washing machine, where it can get kind of built up, and it just kind of keeps it so that I stay on top of it. And if there's no hand towel, I'll skip it and do it in the next load of laundry that I do. But that's just kind of a little habit I've gotten into recently. I try to stay on top of vacuuming, usually every day, at least in the mudroom area, in the corners of the house where the dog hair can kind of build up, because our son is allergic. We found out recently that he's allergic to a bunch of different things. Hoping he can grow out of it. We're managing it, but it does help to keep the house dust-free and dog hair-free. So I try to vacuum every single day, not every room, but the most used rooms in the house. think one of the quickest ways to declutter a toy basket if it's like overflowing with toys is to grab all of the stuffed animals. Those are easy to grab and bring right upstairs and put back into the kids' rooms. So I do that first, and then I can go through and tidy up the rest of the room and maybe fit a few small toys back into the toy baskets. So everything you're seeing me do in this video usually starts around 8:15 in the morning. I put my kids on the bus at 8 o'clock, and before that is when obviously I get them ready for school. I make them breakfast, I let the chickens and the ducks out, feed them, I let the dog out and I feed him. And so once all of that chaos is done, I come home from the bus stop and I start working on the house. And so that usually happens from about 8:15, and usually I'm done between 11 and noon. And so that's like the cleaning of the house, me eating breakfast, and finally getting ready for the day. And then after all of this in this video, which ends around 11 or noon, I get to my computer and get working, or I get to knitting new patterns. So I get all of this out of the way first thing in the morning, which is always nice. I got myself some new spice jars, the little things I get excited about these days. But they had them at Aldi and they were pretty cheap. It was, I think, $7 per box. So I got 12 of them for $14. And I have all mismatched brands of spices. I honestly don't even use spices that often anymore. I mostly cook with fresh herbs and maybe salt and pepper. But I wanted to put whatever spices I do have left in these glass jars and label them, and that way it would just look that much nicer and organized in my spice cabinet. So I gave them a good soak in some hot water and dish soap, and now I'm going to try my best to fill these up without spilling everything everywhere. So this is basically what a typical Monday morning after the kids go to school looks like for me. Sometimes it's different. Sometimes I have some work projects planned out and I get to those first, but most of the time I get everything done, and that way I can just focus on my work after. And anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. It was fun filming it for you guys, and I will see you in my next one.